I can't argue. That's so fast. I think that I think the winner has to go
8 hours?
sub 8, like just barely under 8. 7:55 ish and change is going to be my guess for the winner this year. Welcome back to the next aid station. I am your host, Jake Kilgore, and it is DC Peaks week. Nick, you look amazing today.
Oh my goodness, thank you, buddy. How do you like my shirt and hat, though?
I also like your shirt and hat. But yes, thank you to Rockstar. It has been a tremendous year.
I failed.
You did. Nick's having a hard time.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. What an amazing week. I don't know how we're going to shoot the podcast and be race directors and all the things this week. Big week for us.
I may have woken up at 4 a.m. just staring at my ceiling.
In a panic.
No, I wasn't really panicked. I just was thinking of all the to-do list. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Are you going to get up and do these things right now? Go back to sleep, bro. And I just couldn't. And that pisses me off.
The list is long.
Yes.
Mick and I met Mick and I met last night for an hour to review the game plan. Somewhat start to finish, but mapping out everything. This is our first year DC Peaks with 3 events. So we have received over 300 signups this year. Like 100% double from last year.
Yeah. That's great. That's what we want.
So the races are growing. The brand is growing. Thank you to Rockstar and all of our sponsors. This is really cool. Really fun year. Before we get into our predictions and our race DC Peaks, what a fun weekend at the Bear 100.
That was a blast. That was really fun to follow. You did pretty good. I didn't do so good on my picks.
Yeah, it was
whatever,
sad.
dude.
It was sad to wake up Friday morning early and go, wait, Zach Gardner's not running? Sad.
It wasn't sad if your name's Jose Cruz.
Or anyone else in the field. True. But yeah, that was sad just to see what he could do. And that is the second time this summer we have put him on our podium, and he DNS'd us.
Yeah, that's true.
But he did have the courtesy to message us, which was really cool. Zach was messaging us and saying that he may, if he can figure out the logistics, race next weekend at the Kodiak 100. So that'd be cool. Maybe we'll see him out there.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't race out there.
I actually really hope that he does not.
Hey, they've had fires out there for the last month.
Let it burn.
Burning down.
No, because we, try to recruit him to do DC Peaks. That's the only reason why.
Hey, Zach, registration closes in 48 hours. Wednesday night.
Does it for him?
Yeah. I'm not letting him.
No special favors?
Nope.
Good thing there's 2 race directors for this race. Zach, I got you.
So, the race recap from Bear, we had men's podium, Jose Cruz, Henry Harris, Chris Brown. Yeah, we didn't really talk about Henry or Chris.
Jose is a beast, dude.
He ran a 1955.
He does not slow down.
No, we were texting, of course, all day Friday. And the way the race was going, the way that Eli White jumped out to a nice early lead, knowing what he put in on the training side, I didn't think he was going to slow down.
Well, I feel like he kind of did that at Wasatch a few years ago. So I didn't know if he would or not, but I was definitely like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Can he hang on this year? Yeah.
Yeah, Jose is just a smart runner.
Do we know what happened to Eli? He led for how many miles? When did he get past? Like, did he take a bunch of time at what spot? Like, what do we know about that? But
I don't, because they don't have, cell service. I couldn't talk to people. They don't have live stream. So I was just like trying to get updates, refresh on the runner tracking. And then I just saw that he was it was really close. And I'm like, I texted you. I'm like, those other two guys on his heels are going to catch him.
Yeah.
I can just feel it.
Yeah, I with Jose coming off of his 2 podiums, I felt like he was running around 3rd or 4th place, and I was like, I could see him missing the podium, and I was grossly wrong as we were texting, but he could be one of the smartest racers around here. Just smart racer. Of course, he puts in all the training and all the miles and even speed work, like the speed races. He runs those like 10K mountain races. He runs road marathons. So his turnover is crazy fast. Of course, he gets in all the climbing. But every week, dude, I'm just amazed at how he races.
We keep saying that, but I'm like, I wonder if he is like, if it's a strategy or if he's just doing his thing and he just doesn't fade. And then we're like, oh my gosh, he's such a smart racer, when really he's just in better shape than you.
And he's just like, I'm just going to hang out and let you.
I'm running my race. Mm-hmm. And if you can beat me, bring it. Or if he's like, okay, I'm going to take it easy in this section, like plans it out before. I'm like, I don't know if he does. He might just be like, my fitness versus yours.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I think his personality seems to be more of like, I'm just going to do my thing. And he's such a humble human being that it's like, no, I'm just going to go run my race. And if I end up 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, like, it is what it is. I'm just going to go run. I'm going to go run Jose hard.
Yeah.
Because what was it last year at Hard Rock where he led wire to wire? Not Hard Rock,
no,
sorry. Last year, Wasatch?
I don't know if that's true.
One of them, he led forever.
I don't know if he ever led up Bear Canyon.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe first aid station to the finish. But
yeah.
he hung out, dude. And the one thing I felt like I knew for sure watching the live, like the link, was Kareth Arnold was not slowing down ever.
Holy crap. How about that performance?
Watching her just clip miles and hit aid stations, I'm like, nope, nobody's touching her.
Dude, we talked about her before a lot, and you obviously picked her. Watching her on the live tracking, I'm just like, why? What's wrong with me? Why didn't I pick her?
It's like watching March Madness, and you're like, I knew Kentucky was going to win, but I just didn't pick them.
Well, it's kind of like this. Like, I'm not familiar with Henry Harris.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, oh my gosh, I should have known better. Why didn't I pick Henry? But looking back on this, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're like, I knew Kareth.
Yes.
We talked about her.
Yes.
And her 10.5-hour 100K and all that stuff.
Her 18-hour Western, 18-something. I'm like, yeah, that was dumb. But it's still fun. We just do it for fun.
Yeah. But look, we got Arnold, we got Catherine Graham. We picked those. And then we missed our podium, our third. But, I mean, there were a lot of good women, like 1 through 10. Solid. Like, they were all really, really good.
Yeah.
Any given day.
The women's field was really fun.
Yeah. I think any given day, someone could have taken that third spot. This weekend went to Rebecca Rose, so that's cool. That's great for her. Happy for her. We had Allison Stratton. We had Andrea McAfee. We had, Laney. We had a number of names in there that we were discussing. So that was fun. The women's race was really cool to watch. But yeah, that was Kareth, like, wire to wire, just crushing. She led the entire race for a little while.
Yeah, a lot of while.
Was
right?
That
was like hours anyway.
Like 10, 20 miles, something like that.
And that was like the hottest day that I remember as long as we've been following this race.
They have some cold races up there, but they were cooking. Like, it was hot.
Yeah.
Which is what we're going to experience at DC Peaks this weekend.
It looks like it, but I don't even good.
Great.
Bring it.
We can go get water, ice.
Yeah.
We got you. Yeah, that was very fun. I was impressed with Dan Gardner coming in at 5th. He was right there
Yeah.
for the
Yeah, you called
podium.
that one too.
He looked really good. Ian Ferris back half.
Oh,
He would probably. I wonder if he and Jose negative split that race.
he had to have.
He had to have.
Ian was listening to our podcast, heard me, and he's like, "Oh,
bagging on his hair
yeah? Oh,
and beard.
okay, dog." Obviously, he listens to this podcast.
Of course he does.
Yeah, no, great race. He did.
Ian
he
looked
did really
solid.
good.
Eli's got some race strategy to work on.
He
The dude's
reminds
got
me
some
of
freaking legs.
Sage Canaday in the longer distance.
Mm.
Just going out hot and then fades.
Right around
Still a
mile
really
70.
good race,
Mm-hmm.
but when you put it in like relative to his level, when you're talking about potentially winning this thing, then you're like, oh, he faded. But
Eli, yeah. If you just pull up the stats Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning to look up the lineup and like, oh, Eli had a good race. 23:02,
yeah,
took 12th overall, 11th male, like solid race. But if you were following it, and maybe if you were to chat with him, it's like, ugh, I led for 50K or 50 miles. He led for half the race, give or take.
you know what I like? He went for it.
I love that.
Go for it, dog.
Feel good? I'm rolling.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
he goes for it. I think he's still young, man. He's only 33. He's still got a lot to learn when it goes to like how he races, when he should push. He's fast and he's very well trained, but there's something in the race strategy that he'll dial in.
Yeah.
He'll podium this race, I think, before it's all said and done for sure. He's right there. The women's was way fun. So yeah, Bear was awesome as always. Kareth will end with the fact that she set the course record. And I made some dumb comment last week, like this might be the last year someone ever goes like, might be the last year someone goes over 22 hours and wins it.
I said some dumb things too.
That was
I'm like,
dumb.
I'm like, yeah, well, those type of runners aren't in here. Remember?
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep.
Ugh.
But hey, yeah, Kareth goes 20 hours, 25 minutes, beats the course record by 2 minutes, and just blows the field out of the water.
Do you think she knew? Was she going for that CR?
I think she knew. I mean, if you beat it by 2 minutes, you definitely at some point knew what the course record was. She knew. I don't know at what point she was going for the course record, but certainly in that last section,
Coming out of Ranger Dip.
Let's
go.
Someone told her what the course record was. At a minimum, that's the latest she found out. But for sure, she knew. If you beat it by 2 minutes, that's intentional. So, congrats to Kareth. What a freaking performance. And the Bear gave her $1,000.
Yeah.
Course record. Go get you some new
What a
shoes.
great day.
Yep. Okay, that is the Bear 100 recap. She crushed. Longest aid station, 5:42. What does that mean? Oh,
That she slept. She
she slept for 5 minutes and 42
She didn't
seconds.
sleep.
So Kareth was in and out of every aid station in 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Just efficient.
Yep.
Rolling. Okay, sweet. DC Peaks week.
Let's go, bro.
We have over 300 signups in our events, and our 100 miler has our 50 miler has about 150 runners. Our 55K, we have twice as many runners from our inaugural year last year. So up around 65, maybe we'll close in around 70. And the 25K, first year 25Kers, we have about 50.
Yeah, which is cool because I don't recall promoting it ever. Maybe a few posts.
I ran into a dude on the mountain 5 days ago who just moved here from somewhere in February. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're the DC Peaks guy. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? And
No, that's Mick.
I'm like, no, I just assist Mick. And we were chatting at 9,000 feet at Francis Peak. And he was asking, like, where Thurston is and how to get there. And we were just chatting on the trail. And he's like, yeah, I was going to do the 50 miler, but I hurt my toe. So I'm just kind of slowly breaking it in, doing some this and that. And I'm like, dude, you should run the 25K. And to your point, he goes, I didn't know there was a 25K.
Oh, did he sign up?
I don't know. So, our bad.
I'll check for Joe the Toe.
Yeah, Joe the
he signed
Toe.
up.
Maybe we should tell people we have other distances. So,
What does that mean?
we have other distances. We are very close to releasing some distances beyond the 50 miler.
Yeah.
And word has it, we hope to do that in the next week or two.
Yep.
So, dude, you want to jump right into the women's field? Women's field, men's field. You want to talk about the course?
I want to talk about all of it. Can I just say one thing?
Mm-hmm.
The preparation for this year's race, granted, I did wake up this morning early thinking about it, but has been way easier. I feel like we got it pretty dialed,
We are very much locked in.
which has been nice because previous years have been pretty stressful.
Yeah.
We're not slipping.
Like just
Don't
figuring
worry.
it out.
Yeah. So looking at there's a few changes. People know about this. I'm watching to see how much faster our course is going to be this year, because I think it's going to be. It's probably like a mile and a half shorter, and that section around mile 8.
Big difference.
Those are slow miles.
Yeah, I have done that section so many times over the last 5 years. The old route
Yeah.
at mile 8, 9, 10, where you drop down into the crap. And on Friday, 3 days ago, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. I hit the trail just after 4 a.m. And I did Fernwood to Great Western, up to Chin Scraper, and went and ran down Bear Canyon.
Yeah. Good run.
Great run. So when I did that, I want to say it took me like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. I want to say 3 hours. Took me 3 hours to get up to the top of Chin Scraper. So I'm thinking that was a good 3 hour push and 4,500 feet.
There's going to be people at the first aid station in 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, and I skipped the first 3.5 miles.
Yeah. Whew.
So I skipped the first 3.5. I didn't go to East Mountain Wilderness Park. I went Fernwood, boom, and just went. Stopped, hit some pictures, and I wasn't like, I was just rolling.
Racing. Yeah.
Yeah. But, call it 3 hours to get to the top of that. And then it was another, let's see. There's no way it was 3 hours, dude. It was 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 4:36. Yeah, my bad. Recap that. It was 2 hours. It was 1 hour and 55. So it was 2 hours to get up that. So if you add the first 30 minutes, 2.5. So like our lead runners will be 2 to 2.5 hours to get to the top of Chin Scraper. And then like another hour or less to get to Francis. About an hour.
You listened to Jacob Bateman's podcast, Trail to 100?
Yep.
Really good.
Very good.
Crushed it this week. It was almost weird for me. No, it wasn't almost. It was weird for me to listen to other people talk about our race. And I'm like just an outsider just listening, and I'm like, this is crazy. They're talking about the route that we made up. And he's talking to Killian Korth, who says he's going to run as much as he can of Great Western Trail, the big climb at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, so if you
He
haven't,
can, but
yeah, if you don't follow us on Instagram, definitely follow us because that's really the only way we communicate socially. But Trail to 100 Instagram and their podcast did like a mini series of I think 6 pre-race interviews of runners in our 50 miler this year, and our 55K, who all of them but one have ran our race before. So it's cool. He put this together. They're all being released this week. So after you finish this one, pop over to Trail 100 and listen to Jacob Bateman interview these runners. That's what Mick's referring to. But when I was listening to that, the Jacob Bateman one with David, and I'm like, well, or sorry, with Killian, and Killian's talking about running up Great Western. I started thinking, how many athletes are going to try to run up the majority of that? And what there are only a few sections where you have to climb, we'll call it, for some of the
Chin
elite.
scraper for one.
Chin scraper for one. Very steep. I mean, it's chin scraper.
Yeah.
But I think some of these front runners are going to get up there in 2 hours to chin scraper and then get over to Francis in 40 minutes.
Yeah,
They're going to move.
That's something.
Yeah, they're going to move. This course.
And it's still cool at that time because it's going to be hot.
Yeah, so they're starting at 5 a.m., which means they'll get to chin scraper at 7 when the sun's coming up. It'll be amazing views.
I think, yeah, I mean, Jacob, he just ran it a couple weeks ago. And he said when he was up there, he was a little chilly.
Yeah, I got cold up there. I was just there 3 days ago.
I mean, that's perfect running weather. He said, I was like, if I wasn't running, I would have been like, oh, I'm cold.
Yep.
But it wasn't cold enough to like put gloves or a coat on. And I'm like, okay, well,
yeah,
that's perfect then.
Yeah, I went t-shirt, no sleeves, and no gloves. My hands got a tiny bit cold just carrying like my poles because I didn't want to put them in my pack. I didn't want to pull them in and out. My hands got a little cold carrying the poles. And then I passed some around 7:30 a.m. or ish. I passed some hunters, fully geared out, big old coat, pants, gloves, beanie. So to your point, yeah, they're just sitting there, scoping out the land, and they're going to get cold. So I don't think our runners need long sleeves. I don't think they need gloves.
No.
It was so nice, dude.
Our runners are filled with steely toughness, Jake.
That is true. All of them are steely tough.
Yeah. They don't need gloves.
Did you see the first year? Shorts and short sleeves in the snow. Why?
Steely tough, bro.
They are steely tough. Yep. So I think that if our runners want to prove to us their steely toughness, that's how you do it.
Yeah. A couple other things that are different this year. We're in a new building. We have our own packet pickup, our own expo, little mini expo. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be kind of fun.
I think it'll be fun just having them all come here. So our building, DC Peaks headquarters, we're at the mouth of Farmington Canyon. So half of our race is right up the canyon. Half the aid stations, half the mileage is right, literally less than a mile from our office is the mouth of Farmington Canyon.
I know.
So
it's
setting
amazing.
up the aid stations, tearing them down, packet pickup will all be here. Everyone coming in and picking up all their aid station food and gear and jugs and water and all that. Oh, it's going to be nice. We're going to save hours on setting up and tearing down the race.
Yeah, dude. So that's kind of different. Something else, the end of the race, if you're familiar with the last 15 miles up in Mueller Park over towards Wild Rose in North Salt Lake, that we're going to cut down through Wild Rose instead of stay on the BST. Mm-hmm. It's going to cut 1.5 miles off. It takes it closer to a 50-mile race. Some people were coming in at 52, some more, which is fine.
Sure.
But that's just something else. So with cutting that 1.5 miles off, changing the beginning of it, I'm like, this is going to be a faster race. And you know what? they still aren't going to catch Adam Loomis's 7:41.
Yeah, I don't think Adam's time gets touched. That should not be a shocker to anyone. Even though the race, is slightly shorter, I think if Adam were to run it today, he'd be pushing 7 hours. I think it's 30 minutes faster.
Well,
Adam ran a 7:41, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And I think it is about 30 minutes faster with the changes you just talked about and chin scraper. That chin scraper move is significant.
Yep.
Significant.
Yeah, so I'm watching for that. Okay, let's break it down.
Okay.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win?
One more thing. You know what else is new?
What's that?
This is our third attempt.
Our
Ish.
Our flags, our course marking flags.
Oh, we have new course marking flags, also new. We have banners, also new.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have an MC at the finish line, also new.
Okay, dog.
And we are going to make our best attempt at in-housing and doing a live stream. The live stream with what we would call live coverage. So live coverage being done on Instagram. So we're going to send out reels and photos real time, as close to real time as possible on Instagram. But we also have commentators, field commentators, drones, videos. We've kind of dabbled in it the last few years. This year
It was more like a finish line podcast.
it was like
Show some aid stations here and there.
Yeah, it was like some spotty camera stuff.
It wasn't good. Is what we're trying to say.
It was terrible. This year, I think will be a 2 levels above terrible. It's not going to be, ESPN or Red Bull TV, but it'll be somewhere between that and last year.
Great. Hey, people, I'll take
knows?
what I can get.
Yeah. So
As
we're
a
gonna
fan.
we're gonna mess around with that a little bit. But the reason that we're doing the live stream is really just a testing ground. Like we're trying to prove something out so that next year's races,
You want to take them live?
the big boy races,
Oh.
bigger boy races with multiple digits.
If you're a runner of this year's race, then you know what we're doing.
It's true because you got it in your email.
Yeah. But
So-
if you aren't, you
Better
have
sign
no
up.
idea.
Better sign up. Yes. All right. So yeah, tons of new, fresh ideas this year.
We're
Fresh
going to
new
do a
things.
52.5 miler next year.
Boom. Mick is dropping that down. So yeah, we're looking at very, very seriously considering a 100 and a 200 miler, and we believe we can pull this off and get them both done and announced in the next few weeks for next year. So courses and sign up and all that, hopefully very, very soon. Okay. So men, women, which one you want to hit first?
Women.
Yeah.
I love to hit women.
Let's hit them. Okay, we got names. Run them, Mick.
Okay. I don't know who I'm picking. Do you? Do you have some ideas?
I have no idea.
Marie Young.
We're on the fly.
Marie Young. Third place at Salt Lake Foothills 50K. Second place, Antelope Island 50K. That's
4:45. Okay. 4:45 at Antelope Island. Solid time, actually. Solid. Ashley Mullen. She took second place at our 55K last year.
Yeah, that's a really good time too.
6:54.
Bro, what did Cody do it in? Because it was in the sixes.
6:50, I thought. No.
No. But
Okay, we'll pull it up. We'll see what Cody holds the course record in the 55K.
bro, Sarah Brown right behind her.
Yeah, she's only 8 minutes back. So they came back. So Ashley Mullen and Sarah Brown upgrading to the 50 miler. That's actually really cool. As
Yeah.
a race director, that's awesome. They had a great
Lindsay
experience.
Watney did that too.
Yeah, love the course. And they're like, hey, I want to go back for more. And they are upgrading to the 50 miler this year.
Okay, bro. Cody, who wins the men's 55K, does it in 6:15. So
Ashley and Sarah.
he's a good runner. So
He's a great runner.
they're strong.
Yep. Yep. I will say for the listeners, last year's winner and course record holder, Liz Butler, 10:09.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to touch a 10:09 this year? Janelle Zick, Ellen Cheshire. I believe we've talked about the Cheshire Cat before.
Yeah, she's done the DC Peaks 50 before.
How do you forget a name like that? You don't.
You don't, but you just did.
Ellen, I did call her the cat. I believe I called her the Cheshire Cat last time.
Yeah.
Because I read Cheshire, and that's the first thing that comes to mind. And she took 5th at Snow Peaks a year ago with an 11:52.
That's a good time.
28-hour bear.
I don't think that she's going to win it.
Okay. How about Janelle Zick? 4:57 antelope last year. That's comparable-ish. That's a fast race.
Yeah, that's a fast race.
I don't remember what. Yeah, that's a fast course for sure. You run 95% of that thing.
Ashley's looking good.
I'd like to know what Ashley and Sarah have done this year, because I only see their 55K. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd like to know what they've done this year to level up and be like, yep, they're ready. Ashley ran the Timp Trail Marathon in 4:56, took 3rd. That's her only race this year, at least on Ultra Signup. Sarah Brown, way back in January. Doesn't really matter what she did. That was a long time ago. She could have lost all of her fitness. She could have got stronger. I don't know. Okay. Ashley Mullen is a solid pick in that crowd right there.
Yes. And so if you're saying that, which I am too, then so is Sarah Brown.
And if we're comparing
She's right on her heels.
Janelle Zick in 2023 ran a 4:57 Antelope Island.
Yep.
And Marie Young ran a 4:45 this year, 2024. So they're right there. They're within minutes of each other.
Okay.
Are we picking together or are we picking our own?
No, just let's pick together.
Okay.
Because I like those picks.
Okay.
Okay, I think Ashley, Sarah. Why would you take Janelle over Marie?
I would not.
Okay.
So we are aligned.
Okay.
To win it, we're going to go with Ashley Mullen to win. 2nd place, Sarah Brown. 3rd place, Marie Young. That is our women's 50-miler DC Peaks podium this year.
Agreed.
Bet. Run it back. Men's. This year's men's, we have over 100 entrants. Pretty good field. We have to start with repeat winner, Killian Korth. Won it in 2022 in 8 hours and 54 minutes.
Yeah, he'll be 8:20 something.
He's somewhere in there. 8:20, 8:30 would be my guess. He came off an injury, and DC Peaks was like his first race in like a year, and we stole his heart. You know,
he didn't run like he was injured.
No, he did not, because he beat Jose that year.
Yeah, so.
And he just came off a Mogollon Monster first place. He ran Mogollon in 22:37.
Now, he is going to try something risky.
If I know Killian, like I think we know him, I believe he's going for a sub 8 hour. Because I think that's what he's going for. He's going to go hard.
Okay. Well, that's very exciting.
Yep.
I think Colorado's going to represent, bro.
Because our guy Franklin Riley's coming back.
Yeah.
Franklin Riley from Edwards, Colorado.
Yeah.
Killian's from Grand Junction. Franklin took 4th last year, and he's put up some good times.
Well, so
Fast times.
Tyler, he's out.
Yeah.
And that
Tyler Weber took 2nd last year.
he is fast, and he would have been a problem. But he's injured.
So he's coming back next year, deferring, but he would have been in the mix for sure.
And there's no Loomis. Adams out. So,
Yep.
I mean, that opens up. So I do like the Colorado boys to come in here. I like Killian. I think he's going to be hard to beat, dude.
What do you think about Reed Snyderman and his
I think if
650 speed goat
yeah,
2 times in a row?
Speed goat translates pretty well with DC Peaks. Not the intensity of the climbs, but speed goat kind of runs like a 50 miler. So hard.
Like time on feet is somewhat comparable.
A little bit. Yeah. He's never done a 50 miler, but he's been on,
Either has Alex Johnson, who is on our watch list, Alex Johnson and Reed Snyderman. But Reed's speed goat times are super impressive.
yeah, which means he can climb.
I feel like that puts him around a 9-hour DC Peaks. Because I think if I were to relate speed goat to DC Peaks, I think an 8-hour speed goat is a 10-hour DC Peaks. Would you agree?
Uh,
Because I was running
I don't
speed
think
goat
so.
around 8 hours, and I think I'd do this race close to Liz's time, 10:09.
I was gonna say, oh, it's different now.
And
I
Cody
would have
Draper's time, like 10:20.
I would have said closer to 10:30.
Yeah.
2.5 hour difference is
2.5 hours. So Adam Loomis ran like a 5:40 speed goat and a 7:40 DC Peaks. So 2 to 2.5,
Okay.
depending on the athlete.
Yeah, and the race changed this year.
Yeah. So let's call it 2 hours for simple math.
Okay, I'm with you.
That puts Snyderman at a 9-hour race.
Yeah.
Clearly why he's on our watch list, because that's a podium. Has been historically a podium time for us. 9 hours.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. So Reed Snyderman,
You know what
Franklin Riley, Killian Korth.
You know what I don't want? You remember when we picked our winners a few years back?
And we didn't pick Killian.
Yeah.
I loved it because he talked mad crap to us while he was running the race.
Uh-huh. Who's the other guy? The lawyer. He's fast.
Yeah. I'll get it. But go on with your story while I pull it.
Didn't pick him. And he has proven us wrong a few times. That dude's cool.
A few times? Did he run
Yes,
twice?
because we didn't pick him for Bear.
Greg Osborne in
Greg
2022.
Osborne. I like that guy.
So 2022, it was Killian Korth, 8:54. Jose Cruz in second. Greg Osborne took third with a 9:17.
So what I don't want to happen is another one of those.
It probably will.
I know. Why?
Because,
Dial it in.
yeah, it's tough to know them all. And this year, we don't know a lot of these runners.
Okay.
Okay, here's a question for you. Does a 9:17 land you on the podium at DC Peaks this year?
No. Because look, bro, look.
it would have
Franklin was off by 4 minutes from being on the podium last year.
Right. But that's Adam. We don't have an Adam Loomis type speedster this year.
No, I'm just saying it's tight. It's close.
Yeah.
Right? So if we're saying everything's going to be 30 minutes faster,
Okay. Valid.
then there's going to be a group. There's going to be a group that's going to bring it down into the
Sub 9.
or low nines.
So I think our podium is highly likely to be sub 9. If you want to podium this year on the men's side, sub 9. And that would be the women's would be sub 10. Because Liz was 10:09, and if we think it's 30 minutes faster,
What?
yeah, sub 9 for the men's. Killian definitely goes sub 9 because he already did it once. Franklin, Reed,
The temperature keeps dropping. It's not crazy amount, but it's now down here,
okay,
So-
at 80 or what is it?
80.
Okay.
So I saw it at 85, then I saw it at 83, and now I see it at 80. 0% chance of rain.
Yeah, I think our women podium is right around 10. I don't know that they go sub 10. Liz's time is pretty tough to beat. I'm going to put the women around 10:15, 10:20 to podium. I think the men have to go sub 9, though.
Okay. I'm with you on the women. I kind of think I think that just to be for fun, a 9:05
Lands you.
gets you third place.
Oh. Yep, I don't agree, but that will be your take.
But if I'm wrong, we'll just edit this out.
Yeah, we'll just wiki that right out. I'm going to just,
I know somebody that can hit that edit for us.
yeah, I got a new username anyway, so who
Yeah.
cares?
Just have your spouse do it.
Yeah, I'll just use that toe.
Yeah.
I'm going to Camille toe that right out of there. Okay, Nate Howard. A 9-hour Black Canyon 100K? Huh? That's for real? 9 hours? How are we not talking about this guy yet?
Yeah, that's.
And he beat Alex Johnson last year in the Dead Horse 50K.
Is that just flat?
It's net downhill. But like I said
I
about
mean,
Kareth last week, I don't care what the course looks like. If you run a 10:34 100K, I don't care if it's on the road. It's fast, dude.
Yeah. Well, the second half of our race is fast.
Yeah. So all you got to do is just hit the climb, and then you hit those balls at Francis.
Bomb down that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 30th overall means nothing to me at Black Canyon. That just means you got beat by 20 pros. That's all that means. A lot of pros run that
So
race.
you're like, let's just look at that time.
That's all I'm looking at. Yeah.
Okay, this is fun.
Black Canyons, I believe that takes place in February in Arizona, and it's like amazing weather. Desert, rolling hills, net downhill.
Dead
fast
Horse
course.
50K in 3:21.
And if you look
Holy crap.
now
What?
look at Alex Johnson. Same year. Dead Horse. See it? He beat him by 13 minutes.
Dude,
13 minutes is a pretty good win in a 50K. Like that's
if somebody ran a marathon in 3:21, I'd be like, that's nice.
yeah, dude.
And just throw on an extra 6 miles
Yeah,
or
on trail.
5 miles.
On trail?
Yeah, an extra 5 miles on trail.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Yeah, this dude is no joke. Old Nate Howard.
Do not pick. We cannot pick against him.
Is he Gordon's brother?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Alex Johnson.
Alex, Franklin, Reed, Killian, Nate.
That's our 5.
Oh boy, I'm
You want to do something different this year?
I'm uncomfortable.
You want to go 1 through 5? That's our watch
Like,
list.
okay,
I don't
well,
know.
you're still gonna leave.
You want to go podium, but you want to go 1 through 5.
Sure, why not? I mean, you didn't do it for the females.
I know. I don't.
Okay, then then Janelle's back in.
Janelle's 4th and
Yeah.
Cheshire's 5th.
Okay,
Okay.
good luck.
I think we're gonna
Good
have
luck
to do.
splicing that together.
Yeah, we might have to do different picks for the men's. Just go podium. We'll just have to go podium.
All right.
You think we can align on podium?
I'm not picking against Nate. and I'm not picking against Killian.
So who out of those two do you like to win it then?
Reed has some fast speed goats, and I already said that I thought Franklin was going to represent well. He has a 6:26 speed goat this year, bro. Reed. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I'm not doing this.
That's why it is hard to just pick 3 when we have 5 that are awesome. I'm gonna
You know what bugs me?
Me? I'm sorry.
You drive me nuts. I'm out. No, because people don't listen. Not enough people
our
are
podcast.
listening to the podcast, but everybody sees the clips.
I know they only see pick, and they're like, "Well, we talked about that guy."
Yeah, we talk about. I'm like, we talked about Reed for 5 minutes, but the clip goes out and then they're left off, and then we're so stupid.
Yep.
So my main goal here is to look good. Okay, we got to do something.
My main goal is to cut this perfectly so it looks like I got them all right.
After all of that, I don't. Killian, Reed, and Nate are very interesting to me.
And there's someone we haven't even
and then
mentioned.
like after all of this, I'm gonna our 4th place guy. He did DC Peaks last year 9:11. He's gonna take a half hour off of that 8:40s. Oh, bro.
Okay, let's go process of elimination. I am going to pick Alex Johnson in 5th. Out of those 5,
A line.
Yeah, I just have to pick him in 5th. It's his first 50 miler, and
He'll probably win it now.
he'll probably win.
Let's go, Alex.
Yep.
Bro, that'd be so funny. Alex, prove us wrong, dog.
Yes. I'm gonna go Alex Johnson 5th. You align.
Yeah.
Perfect. Only because Nate Howard already beat him this year, last year. That doesn't mean anything. Let's be honest. It means absolutely nothing. But it means something because
I was like, how does it not mean anything?
I don't know, because it was over a year ago and it was a different course and a different distance.
That's nothing. Get out of my face.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so next. If Killian was running Speed Goat, what's he doing it in?
Killian Korth?
Yeah.
I think he runs a 650.
You think Reed beats him?
I think they're right in there, yeah.
No. You think Reed beats him?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Rude.
Killian's strength is not 50K. It's not. The shortest distance that he'll even entertain is the 50 miler, and that's because it's the DC Peaks 50. Let's be honest. He ain't racing any other 50 in the country. Killian Korth is
He's
a 200-mile
200
expert. Dipping down to the 50 miler because he loves our event. That's why he's racing it, because he loves our event. This is not like his A race. It's not his strength.
I mean, he did win this race and beat Jose.
Yeah, but it's not his, go-to
Agreed.
event.
He doesn't train for 50 milers.
No, it's not his A race. It's not his thing. So for that reason, I am not picking Killian to win this year. And just like 2 years ago, he proved us wrong, and that's great. I love Killian. We're boys. But I cannot pick him to win at a shorter distance where I know that type of turnover and footwork is not his strength. His strength is longevity, 1 or 2 day events, tons of climbing.
Oh, this is so fun. You're fueling him again.
Yes.
That's weird that he just
So-
blocked your phone number.
He just texted me. So I am going with
Wait. You put Alex at 5th.
mm-hmm.
Who's your 4th? You almost just announced your winner.
No. I was going to tell you what place I thought Killian was going to take.
Okay, well, if it's 4th, then you may speak.
I like Franklin Riley to repeat in 4th. I think Franklin takes 4th 2 years in a row. So Franklin is my 4th place pick.
Okay.
Do you align?
It would contradict what I just said a few minutes ago about the 9. What did I say? 905.
I'm a good salesman, and maybe I sold you.
I don't know.
Don't let your
This is
earlier
a very
comments.
interesting podcast. Mick for 10 minutes. I don't know.
Hey, run it, dude. I feel very, very, very good about Franklin taking. Here's what I'm going to say about
don't.
Franklin. He's going to take 4th, but he's going to beat his old time by 30 to 45 minutes. So he'll PR, but due to the field, he'll take 4th, and that's fine. He's gonna walk out of this thing freaking loving DC Peaks even more because he's gonna run an 8:30 to 8:40 and take 4th, and he's gonna be pumped because he PR'd by 40 minutes.
Fine.
Yep. How's that,
Okay,
Benjamin Franklin Riley?
let's go.
You align?
Yep.
Franklin Riley, 4th place. Our podium. I am going to take Killian Korth, 3rd place. Nate Howard, 2nd. Reed Snyderman, 1st place at DC Peaks 2024. I believe he runs a sub 8 hour, just a little bit too fast for Nate and a little bit too fast for Killian. I think he goes sub 8, but he doesn't touch Adam's time.
Okay. I will roll with you and put Killian in 3rd. Reed's speed goat of 626 is what's more impressive? A 626 speed goat or a 9-hour 100K? Because I think that Nate Howard will win our race.
Okay.
It makes me say that the podium will be Killian, Reed. So Killian Korth, Reed Snyderman, and Nate Howard to win it.
For perspective, Nate Howard's 100K placed him 30th overall. And I don't have UTMB pulled up, but Reed Snyderman's speed goat at 626 was probably right around the same place. 30th, 25th, 30th. I'm just going to say Nate Hayward takes 2nd, Reed Snyderman with the win.
Okay, I'm saying in 3rd, Killian Korth, Reed Snyderman, 2nd, Nate Hayward to win it.
Okay.
The Black Canyon 100K in 9 hours is just really something.
Yep. I can't argue. That's so fast. I think that the winner has to go
8 hours?
sub 8, like just barely under 8. 7:55-ish and change is going to be my guess for the winner this year. Those two dudes are fast. And
Okay, when I said that a 9:05 or 9:10, whatever I said, low nines could podium, and then you start looking like really breaking these dudes down, I'm like,
no way.
maybe not.
No way.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think there's no way a 9-hour puts you on the podium.
I think that I've been swayed.
Yep.
8 hours.
All four of these guys, and maybe all five, including Alex Johnson, all go sub 9. They will. They're gonna go sub.
Yes.
9. We're gonna have enough ice and enough water to cool them down at those hot spots, and they're gonna cruise.
Oh, this is exciting. Okay, Nate, let's go, dog.
Nate Hayward,
Nate
not to
Hayward.
be confused with Nate Howard. Who would ever call him Nate Howard anyway? And this just in, Mick.
My.
Zach Garner has signed up for the DC Peaks 50. The ZG.
Right in the middle of our podcast.
And we've picked our podium, and we have said that no one's going to break Adam Loomis's 741. And we said that the winner might be sub 55 or 8 hours. And we said that, well, you said someone on the podium would be at 9 hours.
Never said that.
No, you didn't.
We have the best cutman.
Got it. Dude, so tell the story. So Zach messaged us a few days ago.
Yeah, so he was going to try and go do Kodiak with you. But he wasn't sure about the logistics.
Well, back up just one step earlier.
He was going to do the bear one. He was doing UTMB, and he hurt his hamstring.
Yeah.
Then he was signed up for bear. We were very excited about that, picked him to podium. For whatever reason, maybe it was a little extra time for healing, did not run the bear. And he responded to our clip of us picking him to
win
podium
it. To win.
to win it. Yeah. So he's like, "Hey, I'm actually thinking about doing this other race, Kodiak," and so anyway, I was talking to him, told him, "Hey, we'd love to have you come do DC Peaks," and so we're sitting here doing this podcast and picking our podium for our race. Scott's like, "Hey guys." Breaking news. Zach Garner's running DC Peaks. So we're like, well, that certainly changes things.
We probably just need to reshoot the entire pod, but we're not going to do that.
No, we're not doing that.
Where does Zach finish in this race? We talked about our 5 watch list. Clearly, he's in the watch list. Where does he rank in there?
I mean, we're assuming that his hammy's good to go.
We're assuming he's towing the line for a reason.
He's going to be fast. He's for sure going to beat Adam Loomis's record because of the different course. I don't know this is wild.
This is happening live. Anyone listening, we haven't even. I would love to take time to see Adam versus Zach in any races they've done the same. Has Zach done Speed Goat? Has Adam done the Bear 100? Has Adam done Wasatch? What races have they done that are similar, and what are their times? Because
we'll wait.
Bear 100 in 2021.
Oh yes, he did, with like a 1830 or something. 1845. So in 2021, Adam won the Bear 100 in 1845. Zach last year beat it by an hour and a half.
Yeah.
How does that translate into Adam's 741 DC Peaks 50?
I don't know.
Sub 7. We had an argument once, you and I. I think I remember this on one of our pods. I said, someone will run a sub 7 on this course. And I think you said no.
We changed the course.
Okay. Do you think someone can run a sub 7? Someone named Zach Garner could run a sub 7 DC Peaks 50.
Yeah.
He's nodding his head for those listening. Yeah.
I said yeah.
I know, but you gave a few nods.
I kind of do. Look, bro, when you talk about the difference between them and the Bear 100 and their times, I think of Sage Canaday.
Again?
Yes, because look at how fast he can do Speed Goat and what's that one in the Canary Islands or somewhere around there?
Transvolcania.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere or near Canary Islands. He goes out hot, and he's just really, really doing well. And then here comes Killian.
Right.
So maybe in a 50 miler, it's just doesn't quite translate to what were their times in Bear.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what races they do that are the same. So yeah, it doesn't totally translate to a Bear 100.
Because I kind
Right.
of would expect, their 50-mile times to be way closer. This is insane.
Yeah, okay, the simple question then is, does this just move our podium down a spot? Or does anything change in the podium? Because we had who'd we have? We had Killian at third. I don't have the names in front of me now.
He's got you.
We had Killian in third,
Reed.
Hayward in second, and Reed Snyderman winning it. Do we just assume, okay, Zach's in, everyone's sliding down a spot?
No, I think we put Zach at fourth.
Zach's in, yeah, he wasn't here during the discussion.
I don't know if he can handle.
Oh, he just all of a sudden gets the podium?
Can he handle the climbing?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you picked, we picked Killian to take third.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! Does that mean we're saying Killian's out? Killian is off of the podium.
If that's why I asked the question, because Killian's our guy and he won our race. And if everyone just slides down a spot, Killian Korth is off the podium at the DC Peaks 50.
Do you want him to hate you?
Don't hate me.
Okay. It does mean that.
I think it does mean that. It's not as simple as that, clearly, but I think it does mean that. Okay. I just looked up Zach's while we were chatting. I had to know this. I knew Zach ran Speed Goat before. Last year.
It would have to be 540 something.
Get out of my 5:40 and 33 seconds.
That was the end something.
Oh my gosh, you just nailed Zach Garner's Speed Goat 50K time. 5:40 and Adam Loomis was 5:37.
Whoa.
So he's going to be right on the heels of that 7:41. And to our point of I think it's going to run a little faster. He's going to be in that 7:30 range, 7:15 range. Whoa,
No. If that, it would be 7. He would be very close to the 7:30, 7:40.
last year. Mhm.
Yeah.
On last year's course.
Yes.
This year, I am going to stick with my gut, which is I think it's about 30 minutes faster.
So you don't think he's going to go under 7?
If I were a betting man, which I am going to say he goes 6:59.
Okay. You're taking the under.
You know what that means?
What?
We have to have everything set up at every aid station just that much sooner than we thought. So the race director in me is like, okay. Everything just changed. Every aid station needs to be set up sooner.
We're ready for that, bro.
We just predicted that he's going to cross the finish line at 11:59 a.m. and there are kids' soccer games until noon. So slide over, kids.
I'm predicting the
Move
over.
the orange slices.
I'm predicting the over. 12:01. We'll have everything dialed.
We will.
This is a 2-year thing.
Yep.
The normal soccer field is under construction. I don't know what that means. Like you're laying sod for 2 years. So we have to share for this year and next year.
Okay, regardless, we are cutting this in live, somehow editing it into the podcast. Zach Garner is joining the DC Peaks 50 this year, and we couldn't be more freaking pumped. Let's go. Bring it, Zach.
Let's do it.
I think that our event it's just organically growing every year. And I signed an agreement on your window in your office.
Yes, you did.
And we need everyone to make sure that I am right, because I know you're cheering for me.
Yes, I am.
I said this year we'd have 300 runners, and we hit that, 300 signups. But next year, on your window, I wrote DC Peaks will have 1,000 runners in all of their events. And then I signed your window
Yep. We got the date.
and the date. So that's what we're shooting for, 1,000.
I don't think you're right.
I don't like you.
I don't like me either. I'm cheering for you. I want that, obviously.
I don't like me either. Yeah, because we got multiple races being announced. Most likely, hopefully.
Well,
New distances.
everybody that's running this year, they need to sign up again next year
Okay.
if you want that. Like, we got 24 people, repeat runners this year in the 50 miler.
That's pretty good.
Not
we-
as good as year 2.
Do we know how? No, that's true. 87. 87 runners that luckily we found them. They were lost and stranded, but we found them so they could run the next year.
Yeah.
Do you know how many runners this year have ran all 4 years in any race distance? Obviously, I guess it have to be the 50.
How many of our current runners that are signed up for this year
For this year's 50 miler
have done every
race.
uh
All 4.
I know Nigel, Devin.
Danny missed 1 year. Duke.
2, 3.
No, it's. I'm gonna take the over for sure.
4.
Perfect. I don't know.
We got Jeremy Baker, Katie Wilkins, Devin, and Nigel.
Oh, it's 4. I didn't know that was on there. So it's 4.
I was just trying to really guess it.
How many runners have ran the previous 3 and could still sign up right now to make it their 4th? Garrett Foster. That's
Yeah.
one. He just finished the
what's
Bear
her
100.
What's her name? From Idaho.
Yes. Yes, I'm blanking her
Ashley.
name. Yes,
Ashley Baird.
Ashley Baird. She's ran it every year.
I think so.
Where is she this year?
I don't know.
Calling her out.
I don't care what you're doing.
I don't care if you're trained or not. Come run the 25K. And then volunteer.
There's a few people that were injured that can't do it.
Okay. Any closing remarks to DC Peaks Week, Mick?
I'm trying to think. We've covered that. The live stream.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have the headquarters here.
Yep.
I wonder if I should cruise over here and be on this when the winners cross, and you be at the finish line. I could do the commentating while you're at the finish line.
Well, you got sub 8 hours to be here.
What time does
So-
that put me here?
5 a.m. You got to be here before 1. Somewhere between noon and 1. What time's your flag football game? Noon?
Noon, and
These guys better slow down then, because you're not going to make it. But you know what's cool about that? We have a live stream, and you can be on the live stream while you're watching your son play flag football. You can be watching.
I'm gonna cruise over here.
We're going to execute the live stream just so you can watch your son and the winner cross the finish line at Tunnel Springs Park.
And also, if you're not running, you should still come over to Tunnel Springs Park and at the finish line. It's a party. It is fun.
And you can hit us up. We got some volunteer spots.
Yeah,
If you got a few spare hours, we could use a few extra hands.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. I'm really excited. I can't believe it's here.
I can't believe it's here, and I'm so glad it's here. just so much that goes into it.
Uh-huh.
We always have this heavy weight on our shoulders the week of DC Peaks, and then the race ends, and we're just like,
You know what I told
that
Jen?
was good.
I told Jen 2 days ago. I'm like, I'm more of like the like if an NFL or NBA team, I'm like I like the GM side of it. I like the negotiations and the planning and the prep and all that stuff. I really haven't had that much fun on race day.
You've said that every year.
It's
You always come to me and go, I didn't have any fun.
it's stressful. I lose all my hair.
You do say that to me.
Dumbass people
That wasn't fun.
pulling flags.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm just pissed. And I'm like, I want to, like, how does Jim out the Buffalo run
Yeah.
just kick it and have a beer? I'm like, I want that. That's what I'm after.
If you want Buffalo just to smack one of your runners, that's happened.
Yeah,
Windstorm.
but that's not going to change
No.
regardless of what he's doing.
Jim is just,
He's very experienced. He's
that's
got
what I was going to say.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I want us to be. I want to have fun on race day.
Just kick it, hang out.
You know when I do start to have fun?
When?
At night. When we got all the fire pits up,
And the lights
all
are
the
up.
lights, and it's like, okay, we did it. But I want this race to be perfect. And when it's not, it weighs on me heavy.
Yep.
And it's so it's not like anything bad is going on or that I don't actually enjoy these events. I do. I love them, but it's different when you're the race director and I want it to be perfect. I want the experience for our runners. I want it to be great. The food, I want them to be safe. I want all of the driving and the drop-offs and the timing and the finish line. I want everything to be perfect. So when you're behind the scenes, the 5-star restaurant, the food's great and the service is great and the parking was nice and everything looks good. But if it's a firestorm behind the kitchen,
Go back in that kitchen.
and the chef's just screaming and yelling and throwing, like, the production matters a lot to me. So that's why I don't really have fun on race day. But I'm hoping that it's different this year.
Well, we did add a third race, and we added live stream this year. So it's going to be chaotic, but I think in a very, very good way.
I'm up for the challenge.
Bro, if we got a 50 miler starting at 5. We got a 55K starting at 7. We have a 25K starting at 10, which means all those runners coming through those aid stations at similar times, especially aid stations 5 and 6, Mueller Park and Summerwood, and the finish, between noon and 4, those 3 spots are going to be bumping.
Yeah.
Like heavy
Well, then
traffic.
come down and party with us. I would like to thank NAC. They're running Summerwood aid station for us, the last aid station. They've been great. Bree over there. I'm really excited to have them as a partner.
When they stepped up and Bree was like, yeah, we'll give you guys the full 360 service. We'll give you guys all the stuff for all your aid stations. Oh, and yeah, we'll run an aid station for you.
Yeah,
That
I know. They're
that
so
was
cool.
weight off the shoulders. That was awesome. And they're gonna crush it because they know the sport. Clearly, they know the sport, how to treat the runners, what they need. But they're the only aid station that will see every single runner. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Every single runner.
That's true. You know who else will see every single runner that finishes?
Our finish line.
Rapid Reboot.
Yes. And Restore Wellness.
Yeah,
And Rockstar.
yeah, and us, DC
And-
Peaks.
And the Navy.
The Navy's coming. The Navy's gonna be here. Let's go.
Yeah. Don't let them recruit you because then you can't race next year.
Ooh. I think that contradicts why they're coming. But,
It's fine. Just don't.
here's the Navy.
No one talk to them.
Don't join them.
We need you to race more than we need you in the Middle East.
It's more important.
Way more important. Run DC Peaks. Say no to the military.
Oh, my hell. I do not approve of this message.
My name is Mick Garrison. I do not approve. No, they're so cool. Devin Berthelsen,
Yeah.
Devin Berthelsen, who has raced our event every single year, hit us up this year from the Navy. He's got volunteers coming. They've got sponsors. They got a booth. Support the Navy. Support the military. I think it's freaking cool. Devin's a stud, dude, and has been there from day one and comes back every single year. So when he hit us up, he brings volunteers every year.
That's what I was going to say.
And he races every year. And this year he's bringing sponsorship with the Navy, which is freaking cool. So we're just messing around with the military stuff. But, dude, so cool. Devin and his crew and all those dudes, like Petty Officer Harris, and I don't even know all the titles, but they're freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
So tune up to that. Okay. This is fun, man. My dogs have been antsy down here. I got Sage and Indy joining us for the podcast today, and they are ready to go outside and hang out. So,
Yeah, dude.
thanks for joining us. This has been another episode. We've got a big week this week with DC Peaks. Next week, Kodiak 100, and then maybe a closing session for this season. So, I am Jay Kilgore. This is Mick Garrison. This has been another episode of The Next Aid Station.
Chief.